All right. So today we're gonna maybe half the time in the review some of the topic we covered right in the last couple of weeks. We kind of have a rough start, and because all the activity, Labor Day, then we have solar eclipse, right? And so, from homework one, I think looks encouraging, right? I think a lot of you did pretty good. What do you think? Your homework one? All right. So I think you, from homework one, you should have a sense of the nature of this class, right? I think if you want to be successful for this class, number one is time management, right? So managing time is important. Don't wait until the last minute. And also, number two, try to use office hour efficiently, right? We have office hour five hours each week. So that, I think that should take care of your question you may have if you start early, right? Don't wait until the last minute. So okay. So as I said, today we're gonna review some of those. We try the purpose we want to slow down a little bit is because I read all your self-introduction, and some of you have I consider quite significant experience, even in high school. Some of you have no knowledge at all, right? So maybe in the first couple of weeks we try to, make you to reach the same level, right? So let's, I'm gonna continue to do some of those views, and especially the view part, and also the wall and window door part. Then we move on, and also part of the editing, right? Some of the editing command, and then we move on to the floor part, right? The floor part. So the editing part is important, right? And so those editing part is important, but I think it's not worth we have the full lecture just cover, how to trim stuff, how to cut stuff, right? I don't think that's a good way to deliver that. So instead, I'm gonna try to mix those editing commands with the bigger topic that we talk about. We talk about wall, window, door, right? We talk about floor, then we talk about roof, right? I try to mix this editing command with this bigger topical content, right? So hopefully that works. Okay, then I said, we're going to take some time and also learn some new stuff in the floor part, right? Before I start, I want to say it again. For this whole class, we only use architectural templates, right? And second, all your homework, any assignment, right? You're supposed to save as a project file, right? Project file means RVT, right? Revit file. So when you submit it, you can see the only format you can submit is project file RVT, right? If you save as a template file, you're not able to submit, right? There's some good reason to do that, right? Okay, if you go to overall architectural template, right? That's actually create a new project for you. As I said, I'm going to do some review. May not, I'm not sure everything covered by the TA or not in the lab time, but for example, like this interface, right? If you somehow accidentally, close this one, right? Say, okay, I accidentally touched a button, then my property window gone, and my project window also gone, right? How are you actually going to get it back? Remember, this is a one view question. If you go to view, right, there's a user interface on your far right. That's where you put them back, right? You can see the project browser, right, back right, and then you see a property browser, and try to make, keep this two area active, right? Keep this two browser open, right? Most of the time you need to do that. Okay. That's how when you accidentally click on something, you want to get it back, right? Get it back. There's another one is a system browser, and you can click on that. You can see there's something here, right? System, and typically you'll have a mechanical, piping, electrical. So, but for this class, we may not have any chance to use that. So let's just turn this off, right? So the system browser deal more on the MEP side, right? MEP side. All right. On the same view, you can tell there's a 3D view, section view, co-op view, right? Elevation view, front view, etc. Right? And then you have over here you can define some windows. I'll show you in a moment what that means. So in 3D view, you can see there's a default 3D view, there's a camera that walks through. What's that mean? So default view is, for example, you have the cube, right? The cube that shows you the 3D model. And the camera is actually, at some point I'll show you, is actually, you can think about yourself as a person. You can take a picture from any part within or outside the building. You can take a picture, right? Just like a camera. Walks through, you kind of create a video clip, and walking through, you can define the path, and enter the building, get out of the building, right? You can define a walking through path. Okay. Before I talk more, let's first draw a box using very simple architecture wall and architecture wall, right? You can use a default. You have many different ways to draw that. Let's just use a box, right? Rectangle. And it doesn't matter what the size, right? And that's the first one, right? Then you go to draw a interior, right? Pick a 1/3, 1/8 inch, or whatever, 4 inch, and just make sure it's an interior wall, right? Just randomly draw a couple. Okay, sorry. And you need to go to use a single line, right, instead of a box. Otherwise, you're going to have another box. So go to a single line, right? You can do something like this, right? Do something like that. Just do some kind of random stuff, right? All right. Well, you want to draw a little more, you can draw a couple more lines, right? If you want to draw one more here. All right. So first thing I want to show you is, let's go to view again, right? I said it, yeah. Go to view, and of course you want to do 3D view like this. That's fine, right? And you can see this one. One thing you probably notice by default, right? Your exterior wall height by default, go to south elevation, you can see your exterior wall height is by default is 20 feet, right? And your interior, right, is 10, right? So that's by default. Where they define this, they define by the architectural template, right? They define the default value. So you have 1 and give you, interior 10 and outside is 20, right? Exterior 20. right? Okay, so a lot of time actually when we draw this stuff, and, for example, we go to sometimes we have to switch back and forth, right? Right, I go back to my elevation level 1, right? And so then I switch back to another level. So a lot of time we prefer to have what? What about if we can simultaneously see all the different views, right? That will be nice, right? Convenient. So later on I'm gonna show you how we can get there. But before we do that, let's try to get a section view, right? So go to click on section, of course click on view, right? Section. I believe you might already did something, right? Let's do a horizontal section view. All right. Of course, you can move this a little bit if not in the exactly location you want. So this section you can see with a dash box represent the view range, right? Then you can draw a click on the view, right, and section. Let's draw another vertical section, right? So go there. Right, you can see you have another view box, right? This view box defines how deep you can see, how far you can see, right? How far you can see, and also how wide, right? So that's the view box, second view box. The direction, for example, the direction of this triangle defines the view direction, right? If I want to see, I want to look to the bottom side, so I click this one, right? So flip the view so it looks other side. All right, you can do the same thing for all of them. All right. Okay, that's the view part. As I said, sometimes it's convenient to have all the view available simultaneously. So how are you going to do that? And so you go to here, right? See, there's a way you can do a cascade way, like this, right? And of course, that is one way. But a better way is, a lot of times is more convenient, is do a tile. So you can see when you do a tile, each view you can edit independently, right? So you see, you change the view on this one will not affect the view on the other view, right? Because they are actually act independently, right? So for example, this is my first level 1 view. It's my 3D view, and this is my south elevation. All right, my south elevation, and I can make it smaller. This is my level 2 view, right? What about I want to have a section view instead of my elevation level 2 view? So let's assume we want to actually have a section view with this one, right? Section 2 view, right? Then we double click on that, and then we have this section view. So we can actually turn off the level 2 view and do a tile again. So this way we can have a section view replace the level 2, right? You probably notice no matter how many windows you open simultaneously, you only have one active window at any moment. So that active window you see in a darker color, in this case is my section 1. And if you click on this section 1 view, what you notice, this line actually is define your crop view, right? It's not a part of your building. So if you do want to see this, you don't want this one box confuse you, you can turn this off by what? See crop region, you can see you go to your property window, there's a crop region, right? Visible, you can turn this off, right? See that? So now the box gone. Everything you see now is part of your actually building, right? Part of actually building. All right. So, but did you feel some kind of a strange stuff here? If you take a look at this section view, what do you feel? Do you feel anything wrong? Yes? No? No idea? Okay. I feel kind of odd because where is my back wall, right? I can see the other side of that wall. The reason why I can see that is because here, right? Remember we talked about the box, define the view how far you can see? So if I drag this one further, so that's why it's nice to have all the windows available together. So if I drag this one, do you see that? You see this section view now? I can see the back wall, right? I can see this wall again. So this, if I drag this here, that is gone, right? So that means that this box actually defines how far you can see, right? And what you can see, right? All right. Of course, you want to make the narrower. You can drag this one, right, back and forth, right, make it narrower, right? Okay. This one way you can actually make all the view available. So let's do I want to talk about selection, right? I know it's hard to cover this miscellaneous command at the same time. So let's just at this moment let's just talk about how to select item, right? There's a multiple way you can select item, right? For example, on the floor plan, this one, I can simply click on this. I select this wall, right? You can see the blue, right? I can select this one. I can select this one, right? What about if I want to select multiple, right? There's a lot of ways you can select multiple. One way is, okay, hold my control key, right? I can select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And I can select multiple, right? But what about you have 100 items, right? And that's not uncommon, right? I have a lot of items in the floor plan, so it will be time consuming to select all of them, right? So then we have a second way to do selection. For example, if we want to select the same type of wall in a whole project, what you can do is you go to right-click on one item, right? There's the select all instance. So there's the two options in select all. There's one option called visible in view, and the second option called in entire project. What's the difference? Okay, for example, if I draw another box out somewhere over here, right? So that one is not visible in this view. So when I do the selection, it only selects this box, right? But if I choose to select everything select the same wall in the entire project, it will also include the wall over here, right? See, that's the difference. One is you just select the things visible as this view. The second one is actually select the wall in the whole project. Okay, at this moment, it makes no difference, right? Because we didn't have anything outside of the view. So let's go to, you can select either one of them. All right, okay. See all the wall, exterior wall, same type in selected, right? All right, let's make this one only reach to level 2, right? By default, it's a 20, right? We said, okay, here's one top constraint, unconnected. Let's make the top constraint level 2. So we mix this top constraint level 2. All right, you can see from the 3D view, right, is changed to same height as your interior, right? Interior. All right. You can do the same thing. You can, you do the same select all, right, and do the interior, right? You can do the interior. Click one. You say select all. Yeah, right. You can do the same thing, right? Let's unselect that. So this is another way to select item. But sometimes you prefer use called window selection. What's the window selection means? Window selection is you hold your left key on your mouse, right? First of all you pick one point, you hold the left button, and move slowly. See what happened. So why this three wall turn into blue color? What's the characteristic?
It's enclosed in the box.
It's 100% within the box, right? So if not 100%, it won't be selected, right? So this window selection, notice this is a solid line, right? It's a solid gray line. So everything 100% within the box will be selected. You cannot be partially within the box, right? So that's one way, right? You can see when you release the button, then you only got the item 100% within the box got selected, right? Okay. And remember, this is the box we choose is actually from upper left to the lower right, right? And let's do another window selection. This time it's going to be a dash line, right? If you hold your left button from lower right to the upper left direction, do you see that? Your window box became a dash line, right? So what you notice is, what's the behavior different is, you don't have to be 100% within the box anymore, right? Everything touched, right? Everything touched by this box will be selected. So you see, right? Everything touched, even including the view, the section view, right? You can see everything touched by this box will be selected, right? Will be selected. See, there's a different way. For example, in a different situation, you can use either solid box, right, to select everything within, 100% within, or sometimes you prefer to just use this dash line window, right? Dash line window. So just select the things been touched, right? Been touched. Okay, I think that's enough for now about how to select item. I'm pretty sure you're gonna later on you're gonna find more way to do the selection part. I think someone asked one time about precise or very accurate dimension. For example, when you do the homework one, you probably already have this question. Okay, how can I exactly locate a wall in the exactly location to match exactly the dimensions, right? Let me just show you some tricks, right? For this tool, for the wall like along this, right, along this one part, right? If I click on this wall, right, you see there's a dimension shoot up, right, over here, 14 and 14.6. What about if I want to make that is 16 and 15, right? 16 and 15. Of course, what you can do is you can just simply put it over here, right? 16. All right. If I make this 15, all right. Oh, it didn't work, right? What's going on, right? If I want to make this 16, it's not a 15, right? So it's still, it's not something I want, right? That's actually a very simple way to handle this. Is actually you can make there's a lock, right? You can make this one. For example, now if you probably noticed this icon represents a temporary dimension, right? If you click on that, you can turn your temporary dimension into a permanent dimension, right? You can see if you click on this, your temporary dimension now became a what? A actually permanent, right? And at the same time, after it becomes permanent, you click on this, you probably see a lock. And the lock means you can lock that position, lock that value, it won't be able to change, right? And what about the EQ? EQ means equal, right? And you can also make them equal instead of a fixed dimension, right? And you can simply click on the equal, well, it became equal, right? It doesn't matter. So, but if you do want to make it equal, instead, you want to go, one go to 16, one to go to 15, right? So you can lock the 16, right? Then you go to change this one, right? Okay. You go to change this one, and I think you can drag this a little bit further. Right, or change to 15, right? 15 feet. So this will give you the exact value you like, right? Then you can say, okay, what about unlock this one, right? So after you lock this one will be fixed, right? This one going to fixed. So this way you can actually get a very precise location of the wall, right? Very precise, right? And same thing for this type of wall, right? For example, if I click on the vertical interior wall, I have the same thing, right? Can I make this? You can see if you click on this one, this is 26, 33, and this is what? 27, 33. What about I want to make 26, 34? I want to make 26 each side, right? I have a 30, 34 in the middle, right? Or I can say simply do something precise, 26, right? And I have 34, right? So if you, for example, if you want to, okay, instead I want to make this 35, and this is, 27, and of course you can do, one side and make sure it's fixed, right? For example, 27, you will get this, right? So you want to lock it, you can lock it, right? And you can lock it by changing this one to permanent, right? Then you lock this value, so it won't be able to change, right? It won't be able to change it. All right. So that's actually give you more way to, and you can see I use this is a dash line selection, right? Everything touched. I want to delete in my line constraint. I want to delete my dimension line, so I can simply use this, right? So, all right. That gives you a little bit more information. So the next thing I want to do is how to customize a wall, right? Two ways we want to do a customization. One way is, of course, you already did, do a profile, right? For example, it's very easy to do a cut an opening on this wall, right? And what about the interior? And interior, I think, is better to use the section view. Section view is very helpful. But let's first take care of the exterior, right? For this one, we can, if you want to cut an opening, right, you can see the 3D view. So you simply do a edit profile, right? And then you do anything, for example, a box of this, right? You say done, so you cut a hole, right? But what about the interior side? Interior side, you cannot use elevation to do the cut, right? Because the elevation only, you can see the exterior wall. So for the interior wall, let's see, for example, if we want to cut something on this wall, right? You can see this wall. Then let's do this. Let's move on. I believe this is our section. Yeah, the one. This is what? Okay, section 2, right? So this is our section 2. We want to actually add a interior opening, right? Let's click on to do the edit profile again, and let's assume, when we want to do a opening here, and to use single line, right? We just add a kind of a, let's assume this is a room, this is a drywall, right? So let's briefly talk about editing. So in order to, cut a door opening like this, right? I need to remove this section of the line, right? This section of the line. There's so many different ways you can remove that section of the line, right? Of course, one way is I can delete the whole bottom line. Then I draw another line from this point to this point, and this point to this point, right? That's one way to get rid of that, right? Or if I can use it by trim command, there's a trim. So I can pick this one and this one, then this section of the line will be gone, right? But I have to redraw this part, right? So there's so many different ways you can do one thing. For me, I a lot of time prefer to use a split line. Use a split line command. I split this line. Then I use a trim, and to do, let's just show you what the way I prefer. So I like, it's just one way to do that, right? So I typically use a split element. Then you will see a knife. The knife means you're going to actually split the line at this point, right? It looks like still, use the escape twice. It looks still, one line, but actually if you move your cursor on top of that, you can see it became two pieces of line, right? So then I can use my trim, this trim command, right? This one, you can see a 2 arrow, and then you can do. Well, when you do the trim, make sure you click the side you want to keep, right? You click on the side you want to keep, not on the side you want to get rid of, right? I click on this, you can see, right? Now, for this one, I should click on which side? This side, right? This side is I want to keep. This side, right? So I have a opening like this, right? So you see done. So we can, now, and take a look, right? Your 3D view, right? You have this opening, right? So what's the difference between this opening and the 2 wall, right? And you may say, okay, is this a 2 wall or just an opening? Opening, you actually have a header box, right? And it's a 2 wall, you have no header box, right? Okay, that's one way to make a interior opening. Let's try all right.
What was the knife and the trim again on the edit profile?
That should be in the modify button.
Okay.
You see that's the split, right?
Okay.
This is the one knife. There's another knife here, right? This one is split with the gap. You can see this is the one I just showed you is just 1 point, right? This one you have 2 points. See, 1, 2, right? And there's a different way you can do that, right? So, any other questions? This is one way we can make an opening on the wall. Let's do a second way, right? Second way to make an opening in the interior wall. This will involve a load family command, right? Let's click on architecture and door. You may be wondering why we click door, right? The reason we click door because a opening is also can be treated as a door without a swing, right? So without a panel. So when you click on door, and this how many options you have. You only have the single flush door, right? That's not what we want. So remember, the power of the Rivet is they have a huge collection of elements you can use, right? Predefined. So for the door, same thing, right? But it's not a very efficient if you preload everything, because that slows your computer down, right? So instead, you only load the things you need. In this case, if we need a door opening, we go to load family, right? And typically you go to US Imperial, and you go to doors. And what you see here is there's so many doors, right? And to simply browse those, right? It's double glass with frame, single glass like our classroom door, right? And those type of stuff, right? There's an opening. The opening, you can see this one, just have an opening, but without any, right, frame or panel, right? So this is opening, and of course you have overhead door. For residential, there's a residential folder that's contain a lot of residential doors, right? You can see there's a French door, with the skylight, right? And skylight with arch on the top, and then you have all kinds of this is what typical garage door with, right, embossed and panel, razor panel. Of course, you have those sliding door, etc. So let's take a look at the commercial one, right? And you go to doors again. That's a commercial, and commercial you can see, right? And this is more like a revolving door, right? If you want to do something like a revolving door, like a union, right? And you can see those bunch of right, other doors, right? What about the hardware part, right? There's hardware, and this, see door handle, doorknob, right? And, doorknob like this. What about, the stuff I need is still missing, right? It's still not there. So if I need something is still not there, so what am I going to do? Well, then you can go to online to download some. And so actually, I should talk about a little bit. And there's a called Seek, Autodesk Seek, S-E-E-K. If I go to Autodesk Seek, S-E-E-K. So actually there they maintain a library, an extra library, right? The extra library, and not this one. I think I should go. You can see they tell you they have so many of objects, right? And you can go there and browse and download. And if you go there, you can see how many, there's 22 categories, right? There's a region. If you go to region, for example, you like the European style stuff, right? You can see there's in Europe, European style object, there are 21,000, right? The North American, the 31,000. You have a Middle East, like 13,000, right? And well, that's the library. You can see Australia, Asia, especially if you like the Japanese plumbing fixture stuff, right? You can go there. I'm pretty sure there should be a Japan somewhere. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's one, right? 20,000. So there's a lot of beam object. How are you going to use this? Well, simply, let's see, we want to go to a French, let's see, France, right? Let's 15,000. Let's apply. So let's take a look what's the French people give us. Right? Okay, and this toilet is kind of a rare in the U.S., right? It's a European style toilet, and actually you can see a bunch of them. Windows, you can see by category, right? You can see all kinds of stuff, right? Construction material. So what you need to do is, for example, the door. There's a bunch of doors, right, over here. Even door opener, right? You can see, okay, I want to see how many door openers they have over there. Then you have a bunch of a door opener, right? So then you can say, okay, download this one, right? I can simply download this one. So save this file to your what? To your library, right? To your library. See, I have a Rivet file. Then you can download that one. Of course, you probably need some time. Okay, RFA, right? The RFA means family file, right? We talk about everything in your library folder is the all RFA file, right? Let's see, download that one. Where you should download that? You should download that one to your hardware folder, right? I think you need, it seems like you need to register, right? Register your and your you can use the same username and or the email you when you download that free software, right? And this is pretty much, right? You can say save, whatever, right? Allow. Okay, page expire. Okay, anyway, but you got an idea, right? Roughly. And you can go to download and save that one to where? To the if the door like a opener, that should be the folder in your email. Okay. Still verifying. Yeah. All right. But I think it's a kind of a. Just keep in mind, so what about if there's stuff still not available, then you can go to there's a more online stuff. There's thousands, tens of thousands online family library file you can download. Just do the download and save it to your folder, right? Save it to your folder. See the landscape, right? And this kind of stuff. So there's so many items. And you guys remember this one, right? Autodesk stick, right? They'll bring you to, or you can go beamobject.com, right? Beamobject.com. I think it will give you to the same location, right? And that's about this one. Let's now go back to the rivet and load the door opening. And by the way, you can load all of them if you want. For example, I select the first one, I hold my Shift key, I select the bottom one. I got everything selected, right? But as I said, if you select everything, it will slow your computer down. So let's just go to door opening. Just single selection, right? Then you can see your door opening here, right? So let's add another opening. Make sure you have the level 1 active. If not active, you cannot add an opening, right? Let's add this one. Right, you can see your 3D window. You can already see this small opening, right? What about we want to get a bigger opening? Bigger opening, let's do a edit type. Just same as you change your door window size, right? Let's click on edit type. Do not modify existing type directly. Instead, always do a duplicate. The duplicate actually allow you to do a create an extra, so you don't worry about it, right? Let's say week 4, right? Week 4, we want to do a 84 by 84 opening instead of a 36 opening, right? 36 is 3 feet. We want to do a 7 feet. 84 by 84, right? We give a name. Then let's go to change the size, right? The rough width. The rough height is 7. Let's make the rough width also 7. Say OK. Right, let's use this one, 84 by 84, add that to this room, right? So we click on that, you can see, right? It's there, right? You can see, right? That's 3 opening. So, see, for the interior opening, right? There's multiple ways you can do this, right? Multiple ways you can do this. For example, can you add actually opening from the section view? Yes, you can do that. Same thing too, right? For example, you want to add, say, first of all, you make sure you know what's this section about. Then you can go to, for example, door opening. Then you could make sure this section view a active one. So you can see now, right? There's one. Okay, and oh, big trouble. Add one to what? To the exterior, right? So that's why you better know which one you're looking for, right? So you add something there, right? Okay. I think before we so our class ended what? 45, right? 7:45, right? So that means we have 25 minutes. Okay, we should get enough time. All right, let's just give you a couple examples how to customize stuff, right? So I'm going to talk about 2. One is how to modify a wall, right? Then the second, how to modify a floor, right? But before we actually modify a floor, let's first create a floor, right? Let's do that. Go to architecture. Right, make sure you are in the floor plan level, right? Floor plan level, go to architecture, then go to floor, right? Then click on the architectural floor. So what do you notice? This time it's different from your door, window, doors. So everything grayed out, right? So everything grayed out means you are in a sketch mode. So floor is different from the wall. The wall you can simply draw from one point A to point B. But the floor you have to define, because the floor is what? Is a thin plate, right? It's a plate. So you have to define the profile of the plate. So this way you can draw the floor. So, all right. This one, when you click on the floor And you can see the boundary line, right? The boundary line are highlighted, which means you need to create a boundary of your floor by using one of these tools available, right? For example, you simply click on the draw a single line, right? Draw one line, two lines, three lines, four lines, right? Or you can draw a box, just like I draw the building, right? I can draw the whole box. Or you can using called select, right? By picking a line or by picking a wall, you actually can also draw a floor. Let's using by pick wall, right? Click on this button, pick wall. Actually, this is by default, right? This is the default method. You by pick wall. So you don't worry about it because you just simply click, tell the computer which wall you want to surround this floor, right? This wall, this wall, this wall, this wall, right? All right. So after you click on the full wall, you see a purple line, and there's something different. Is there's one double line. What's that mean? That actually is your span direction, right? When you have a floor, you have a span direction, right? And at this moment, don't worry about it. And so we're probably gonna talk about a little more when we start to deal with the structural elements, right? At this moment, just be aware that this actually just like a span direction over here, right? Also, I want you to pay attention is this one. This one is saying, okay, extend it into wall, to core. What does that mean? Yes, your floor actually extended into the, right, to the exterior wall core, right? But if you don't want that, most times it's not the case, right? Unless you have like the precast slab extended into the wall or whatever, right? If you don't want that to happen, just uncheck this one, which means, right? Make sure your line is actually not extended into the wall, right? So let's click done, right? Yeah,
what's the span direction? What is that indicating?
The span direction, typically, for example, when I create a slab, I have a support, right?
Yeah.
So you could have like two low variable support this way, right? If I have two walls supporting this slab, so the span direction is going to be this way, right? Perpendicular to the support. Okay. If I put a two wall below this one, that one, this is going to be your span direction. Okay. Yeah, but either way, it's going to be one step in the direction, right? Yeah. But without considering the loading, well, let's not worry about it, right? Okay. But you can change the span direction by by doing this, right? Okay. At this moment, just say okay, finish. Right now you got a floor, right? And this floor, you can tell we didn't extend it into the core, right? Because it's within the perimeter of the interior, right? The interior side of the wall, right? Okay. We said we're going to learn some new techniques. Probably you already learned some about how to customize or modify a wall, right? And let's first kind of like give you extra exercise. Let's first, this wall is called generic 8. What does that mean? That means there's no material defined. There's no structure defined. They only call 8-inch. We don't know what's material, right? We go generate. What about if we want to modify this wall, right? We want to make a CMU backup brick veneer cavity wall, right? Let's do I'll show you how to do that, right? Let's first select this wall, right? This 8-inch, right? Then click on Edit Type. Maybe the TA already covered this one in a lab, but I just want to show you one more time. Right? And as I said, when you try to do something new, always use duplicate. Do not modify existing, right? Just do duplicate. And we call this wall a week 4, let's see, CMU brick, right? Yeah, just give a unique name. You can put your last name, whatever, right? And so, all right. So this new type is still belong to the basic wall family, but we can give it more flavor, right? And how can we add those, for example, CMU, brick, and a cavity? We need to go to this one called edit, right? The very top, underneath the construction, there's a structure, right? We have to change the structure. Click on edit, right? This window actually defines the structure of your wall, right? So currently there's 3 layers, right? 2 layers actually define the core boundary. One is actually the structure part, right? 8 inch. If you click on the preview, you can actually see the graphic, right? Okay, so you can see the graphic, right? As I said, first let's make this material defined, right? Let's make the core structure 8 inch as a CMU, right? If we click on the material, right? On the material, right? Click on this, there's 3 dots, right? Click on that button. Let's find out the concrete masonry unit, CMU, right? 8 by 16. Okay, now you can see this one changed to an icon of CMU, right? All right, let's add a brick veneer, and your top, actually layer 1 is actually your exterior side, right? We click on layer 1, click on insert, and your function of your brick veneer is not structural, right? It's actually finish, right? So let's define the function as a finish. Finish 1 actually is exterior finish. Finish 2 is the interior finish. Right? So we have the brick veneer function as a finish. Let's define the material as a brick as common bond, right? Common bond or running bond, right? The same, right? Is running bond brick with typically what? Typical thickness is 4, right? It's 4 inch. 4 inch brick. Right? You can see this icon, right? Change to 4 inch brick with CMU, right? What about add a cavity? Right? Let's add a cavity between the core boundary and the finish and the brick layer, right? Let's continue using insert. This time the function is no longer a structural or neither structural or finish, right? That should be what? A layer called air layer, right? Thermal air layer. And the material should be air, right? Let's find an air in the material side. So thickness 2 inch cavity, right? Then you can see this diagram change to adding a, right? What about if we want to do a waterproofing about the CMU side, right? Then we need to add a what? Vapor barrier, right? Vapor barrier. Let's add another layer. Insert. This time we're going to add a membrane layer. The membrane layer is actually a very thin layer, right? What kind of material? Let's find out. Okay, air infiltration barrier, right? infiltration barrier. The thickness, this is the only layer you can allow a zero thickness, right? And so we can, because it's so thin, so we're going to leave that at 0. So, but you do see the green line that represents the membrane layer, right? So now you have a total of 14 inch, right? You have a total of 14 inch thickness, right, of this CMU-backed brick veneer wall, right? What about adding studs and gypsum wallboard, right, in the interior side? Then you can continue adding on this side, right? I'll leave that one for your own to do that because it's a very similar process, right? You're just adding on a different side, right? If you want to change the sequence of those layers, you can use the up and down, right? Here's the down, right? If I go down, right, you can see down, right? And go up, up, up. See that? Down, 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 up, right? This allows you to change the sequence, the order of this layer you just defined, right? So you have insert, you have an up and down, you can have delete, right? So after we get this one, we pretty much say, okay, done, right? And now you see you change that one and into a thick wall, right? And if you go to shaded, let's see, if you go 3D box, you can see, right? You see the color change to, right, the brick, right, the brick. What about we want to change all the exterior wall to the same type of brick wall? And this is going to use our select method, right? Let's do a select all. So click on the one you want to modify, right? So this is the wall with the generic, right? Right click on that. And you go to select all instance, right? You just select once, right? Right click on a non-brick wall, exterior wall, then do a select all, visible in view. So you can see now all the 3 sides, right, except the brick wall, because this one is a different type of thing, right? So those 3. Right, then you go to your property window, find the wall you just created. I call that WK4 CMU brick, right? And you probably call different name. Select it on that. And then you're done, right? You can see now you have the brick wall, 4 sides. Inside, interior side, you have the CMU, right? You can see the CMU is much larger than the brick, right? You can see in this direction, you can see both actually, right? You had a 2 by 8, I believe, right? 2 by 8 brick, 4 inch thick, right? You have the bigger and CMU wall, right? And that's okay. That's one way you customize the wall. What about a floor? Floor is the same thing, right? You can do the same thing to customize the floor. So let's first select a floor we just created, right? And we want to actually keep this level 1 window active. Let's select the floor. Oh, I forgot to tell you another way to select things. It's a very useful one. If I ask you to select floor in this level 1, you see, where's my floor? My floor, you know, I move here, it's all shown as a wall, right? I move my floor, but you know, the floor doesn't show up. What happened? Because in your computer model, a lot of times in one location you have multiple items. The computer really don't know which one you want to select, right? So It's kind of like, for example, I move my cursor here, the computer thinks I'm going to select this wall, right? So, but there's a way you can tell computer which one exactly want you select, is you move your cursor close to this one until one is highlighted. But if you think of this one not the one you want, use your tab key, right? See your tab key, hit tab key. See, the tab key say, okay, what about this one? If this one is still not your select, keep hitting the tab key. What about this one, right? You can see each time when you click on the tab key, your computer is going to move to the next item until you say, okay, this is the one, right? Now you see those, this floor actually highlighted, right? A lot of times you may end up with, 10 or 15 different items in one location. So that, in that case, just keep hitting your tab key. What about I click on the tab key again? See, it actually rotate. For example, you have a 6 item in this location. So the tab key gonna keep rotating the sequence, right? So until you're satisfied, right? See, now I think it's good. After that, you do a left button click. All right, so we select this slab. What do you want to do with the slab, right? Well, so let's first, change the this one to a concrete slab with wood veneer, right? Wood veneer, wood floor, right? Let's go to edit type again. All right, and we do a duplicate. That's what we call wood, right? Concrete. Wood concrete, right? So click OK. Just remember the name, right? So then we do this pretty much similar as you did with the wall, right? You go to structure, edit. First of all, we need to change this structure into concrete, right? Let's do a cast place concrete. I think that should be pretty straightforward. Cast in place, great. And let's add a wood finish layer. Move your cursor to the layer 1 and insert. And this, remember, this wood is not a structural layer, right? So we need to tell the function is what, finish. Category, let's use a cherry, and easily available, right? Cherry. They say okay. What about thickness, right? Let's see, ½ inch. ½ inch cherry wood. Say good, right? Say click OK, and now you can see the color change to cherry, right? Cherry color, right? So what about I want to put a carpet? I want to put a carpet on this floor, right? Oh, I have actually a carpet on this one instead of a wood. So what do you think? Of course, we cannot draw another floor, right, with carpet on top. Revit actually have a function they call split face and a paint, right? Let's click on the modify. So modify, there's a pair. I hope I have a laser, but no, right? Here's the one, split face and paint, right? If I stay a little bit longer, you can see the split face allow you to select one area on the surface. This area can be on the wall, can be on the floor, right? You see, you're going to draw a area, then you use a paint. Paint means I'm going to change the material, right? You can see this, right? You can paint within an area. all right? Basically, I'm gonna create a sub area within the floor that I painted with what? A carpet, right? Let's do that. Click on modify and move to the split face. All right. And first thing you're going to tell computer which floor you want to split face. You have to select. All right. Now you can see, move your cursor close to the edge of the wall, then you can see the floor are showed up. Then click on that. So the computer now knows you want to actually split face of this floor, right? Then you can start to draw a rectangle, for example, here. If you want to draw a circle, that's fine. So I'm going to draw a rectangle. This is my carpet, right? So I say done. So now you can see you have a sub-region within the wood floor. Let's paint it with carpet. And go to the icon, the button, right? Just right below the split face. And paint. And then they ask you what kind of material you want to select. Let's use carpet. Say done. And then you move to the area you want to paint. Oh, what happened? Paint, carpet. Here, right? Oh, what happened is you actually select outside, so then they paint everything else into carpet. So of course you can undo this, right? Undo that. You can go back again and paint. Make sure you paint actually within the area instead of out, right? So you can see now this area changed to a carpet, right? So if you are a really picky person, you is going to say, okay, because the carpet has thickness, right? This one doesn't have thickness, right? And that's the way you can draw, right? Actually, there's a real carpet in the furnishing furnishing library. You can go there to pull a carpet with thickness, right? But this one is just easier to do, right? Easier to do. All right, let's continue to do a editing. Before we move on, let's introduce another 2 minutes, right? That should be good. Copy and paste, right? What about we want to copy the whole item we create in the first floor to the second floor, right? Assuming, for example, if I have a 10-floor building like this, I want to copy it all the way. First, you need to select using selection box. Use a solid. The reason I want to use solid because I don't want to select those views, right? Those section views. So I use my solid selection box. Select everything I could. And then I go here, right? Underneath the clipboard, there's a copy to clipboard. And before you do the copy, you probably notice the paste part is gray, right? But when you click on copy to clipboard, see the paste part becomes solid, right? So you click on the triangle. So the second one, align to select level, is allow you to copy everything vertically to the level you select, right? Let's click on the align to select level. So choose level 2. Don't choose level 1 because you already have this in level 1, right? For example, if you have 10 levels, so here we'll have a level 1 to all the way to 10. So you select level 2 to 10, right? You can select all of them. Then you simply click OK. Right? What you see is, right, your stuff are copied all the way, right? All the way. this one, right? Let's make a cut an opening on the floor, right? You're going to do the same thing as you cut an opening on the wall, right? But the first thing you need to do what? Do a selection. Use your tab key again until you select that. Then we do a edit boundary. All right. So let's cut a hole. All right. For example, if I want to cut an opening and somewhere here, that's fine. Right? What about I want to cut a corner, right? If I want to cut a corner, I can use a single line draw, right? I want to draw a. So when you cut a corner, right, you're going to use your trim key. Make sure you're going to trim this off. All right. Oh, what I did. I use trim. If you couldn't do a perfect enclosure, you're gonna have trouble, right? And I'm gonna make sure I can trim this off totally. Yes, this off totally. Yeah. Make sure you got this trimmed nicely. So I have one opening here. I have one opening here, right? By changing profile, then after done that, I can say done. Right? Now you can see the 3D view. What happened is, oh, what I did, something wrong. Why I don't have opening here? Because I cut it on the wrong floor, right? I cut it level 1, so it must be what? If I see the bottom, right? I see a bottom from here, right? So that one probably can be used for the basement, right? Yeah, make sure you cut it, the floor is going to be the right level. Otherwise, you're going to end up with something like this, right? Something like this. All right, I think we run a little bit over time, so I'm going to stop here. So your next assignment will be on the floor, but I assume it's going to be easier compared to your homework 1, right?